Hello and welcome to this special episode of Sermon Soundwaves on the Space Coast. I'm Pastor Alisha Ungs, pastor of discipleship at Advent Lutheran Church in Melbourne, Florida. During this season of Advent, a time in the church year when we prepare to celebrate Jesus' birth at Christmas time, I've written a few short dramas that fit with our season of Advent theme, The Light of Grace. I hope to help bring these stories to life through the wonderful performances of congregation members who volunteered to play these characters. Even though the events of these Bible stories happened long ago, in this special season we remember that the story of God's light of grace, Jesus, is an eternal one. Each week in the season of Advent leading up to Christmas, we will focus on a different theme in the light of grace. Together, we will reflect on these words of hope, peace, and joy in the light of grace. Throughout these dramas, you will hear a variety of stories. In week 1, you will meet Zechariah and Elizabeth, who help to center in on the theme of hope in the light of grace. In week 2, you will hear a prophecy from Isaiah, who speaks of peace in the light of grace. And in the third and final week of this season of Advent, you will hear the stories of Elizabeth and Mary as they reflect on the joy of the light of grace. For more information and details about this week's drama, check out the episode description. But for now, without further ado, welcome to the Light of Grace dramas. Well, I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
It's so great. Yeah, so good to see you. You know, it's just, I'm so
Yes, thank you so much.
really good. Yeah, it's just, you know, okay. Bye.
Nice to see you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Okay. It's exhausting.
Poor thing. You must be so exhausted.
Well, you know, who knew having relatives over could be so
Oh my
exhausting?
gosh. It must be much more exhausting than, say, being one who, I don't know, just delivered a baby.
Definitely. Oh, I mean, no. You were amazing here. You did a wonderful job with the baby.
Thanks. Yes, it was definitely exhausting, but so worth it in the end. And you did a great job being beside me the whole time, Zechariah. I have to ask, though, what happened in there?
Well, it is quite an amazing story. Honestly, a bit embarrassing too. It started, all those months ago, you remember. Oh, I'm so glad to be able to talk again. But back then, I guess I wasn't thinking straight. But there it was, doing the usual priest sort of thing, and suddenly there was an angel. Right in front of me. And when he said you were going to have a baby, well, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, really? And why not?
Well, I'm an old man,
Oh, right. And I'm an old woman. How could I have a baby?
Exactly. Wait, no, you're so old. You're perfect. It's just, I know how hard it was for you. Everyone always gives you looks because you haven't had a baby. We've been trying for so long. And, I said as much to the angel, and that is when I was left speechless.
Speechless in the light of an angel's glory?
I wish. No, you know what happened. I was literally speechless until yesterday.
Right. When I said the baby would be called John, And you agreed by writing it down. All those months of silence broken once you listened to the call of the Spirit.
Yes. It wasn't what I was expecting by any means, but I knew it was true. That God has some very special plans for this little guy. He looks like his daddy. Yes, he does. Jahn. I know every parent says their kid's special, but I can't help thinking about the amazing things little Jahn will do one day. We waited so long. I think I've lost hope.
We both felt so lost for so long. I think I'd given up too.
Yet, here he is, our little miracle, a living wonder. To think of all the wonderful things that are in store for him, for everyone who has been waiting. He is preparing the way for something bigger than all of us.
He gives us hope, that's for sure. All of our hopes and dreams resting on one little baby boy. Oh, well, there. Don't you have anything to say? Come on, Mr. Dad. Let's finish getting ready. I think this little prophet of the Most High God needs a diaper change.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Yeah, you have a question?
Who wrote this?
Oh, I do.
Thanks so much for tuning in to today's special episode. You've been listening to our special series, The Light of Grace Dramas. These dramas are written by myself, Pastor Alisha, and performed by members of the Advent Lutheran Church community. I hope you have enjoyed hearing a new perspective on an old tale, and that you are able to find the hope, peace, and joy in the light of grace this holiday season. If you enjoyed today's drama, I hope you will consider sharing it with your friends and family. After all, we all need to hear the good news of God's love for us through the light of grace, Jesus. To support this podcast further, please consider leaving a like, a comment, or even subscribing. For more information about this episode, including the scriptural reference passage, check out the episode description. There you will also find some questions for reflection and discussion. If you want to learn more about Advent Lutheran Church, you can visit our website at adventbrevard.org. But above all, remember that you are God's beloved child. I pray in this holiday season you are able to hear this message of God's hope, peace, and joy in the light of grace.